Oh, well, gently, sweetly, kindly returning. And what I'll be sharing, my piece of this, is no hiding place. And I was inspired by a gospel song that was first printed in 1915, but it's been around, I think. Yeah, it's been around a long time, but just a short snippet of it. I looked to the rock to hide my face. The rock said, there ain't no hiding place. No hiding place around here. And as I meet this moment in Baltimore, which is not officially occupied, but we're on the list, as my son is in DC, but is currently occupied, reflecting on the what is in our practice, being with what is, which is the same as there's no hiding place. And you know, when I've heard this song sometimes, and I went, "Oh, that's cold, isn't it? I ain't got no place to go. You just telling me I don't have any place to go. I don't have any place to be." But that's not what it's saying. It's not saying there's no sanctuary available. It is not saying that there is no place to belong and be held. It is saying there is no hiding place. There is no, you know, I don't see it. Those of you who've been around children, who've had children, it's like, you can't see me. And that's what the hiding is, you know. I don't see you. So it is both what is can be called, a hard truth, but that's what all the wisdom paths are giving us. What we might call hard truths. But they're not hard truths to invite despair or separation or contraction. There's always a part B. There's no hiding place, but there is sanctuary. But first, I believe we have to give up the idea that there is a hiding place, which is hard. And I want to say this going in because I know my ear has gotten attuned to the what's wrong, you know, the what's not available, how I can't have it, and how I'm going to be okay with not having it. And I think that is the misuse of Dharma, the misuse of wisdom. But that I have been in places where, this is what you got, and just sit in it. And there is something to be sat in, but often that is what's offered. So I want to bring forth perhaps an expansion of what being with what is, because that can often, depending on where you sit on the spectrum of material privilege, that can be and always is an offering to do more, to figure out how I'm going to make this work. And the Dharma, this path, is about expansion. I believe it's trying to tell us to push past that curtain of fear as best we can, because we're human. I want to say this, this path is not telling us don't be human. We're going to practice ourselves out of our humanity. We're going to practice ourselves out of our bodies. We're going to practice ourselves out of our nervous systems. We not, in my opinion, and I'm only going to say that once because I'm the only one talking. We not. We're not going to practice ourselves out of hurt, out of disappointment, out of what we have been through. And what can we do? If I'm not hiding, my eyes are open, and where's the sanctuary? Where's the belonging? Where's the support? As someone who's thought they could find safety in separation, that's why I talk about this so much. Please don't look at me and say, that's because that's natural. No, it's not. My natural place is I'm going to lie to the people around me and be by myself as much as possible. That's what I'm going to do. And that's how I have tried to find safety. I mean, you can call it skillfulness, but I was lying for real. I'm not talking about the skillfulness it takes to be at work, which is also not an invitation to lie. But we grown, and skillfulness is necessary, but you keep your agency in skillfulness. But that's what I was doing, and the toll it took, and the opportunities that I didn't see. I didn't find sanctuary because I was hiding out. And first of all, as we know in this practice, it begins inside, right? If I'm hiding from me, which I was, then certainly I was hiding from everything else. That's what makes this practice so humbling and so difficult, because we have to be here before we can have anything out here. And of course, it's a play. But if I try to be with me a little bit, then I can be with the world a little bit, and I can be with people a little bit, and maybe I can understand the difference between danger and irritation. And at this time, I think it's crucial that we understand the difference between danger and irritation. What this practice is always offering is where the freedom at. Where's the freedom? And it is never in hiding. It is never pretending that I am not worthy. Because that's what contraction is. And that's why dictators and abusers, big and small, always invite contraction. Which shuts down the ability to be present, which shuts down the ways in which we might connect and support each other. I'm speaking now because I had to do that this week. I did that with some of y'all. But first, I had to recognize that I was trying to hide. I was trying to be strong. I do want to speak about the ways in which, even in the practice, we might misuse it and be hiding instead of finding sanctuary. Because many of us have gotten to this place by cultivating hiding that looks like sanctuary. It's strength that is weakness. So I often bring this up. So, as someone who has gotten praised for being so strong, and it's as if you have a muscle, a big old muscle in your little finger. And with this little finger and this gigantic muscle, you can move furniture around. And people go, woo, 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 you're so great. And I have gone, I'm so great. Look at me. I'm so smart. Because I am ignoring the maladaptive behavior of having a muscle on my little finger. That's not a good thing. And even hiding in the strength, but that false capacity doesn't allow me to get, first of all, it's not real. It's not agency. In fact, to cultivate this, I have not utilized the agency of saying, I can't do that. Because see, this is a little finger. And it's not supposed to have a muscle, so I'm not going to move the furniture around. I'm going to say no to things. So I haven't used my agency. I haven't used my freedom, and that's why I have this big old muscle on my little finger. Hiding. I have a cramp in my leg, but I'm not going to move because I'm doing crisscross applesauce mindfulness, and I'm going to power through and ignore awareness of the body so I don't disturb the people who are also in crisscross applesauce around me. Hiding. And it's human. But in this moment, we need sanctuary. So we've got to stop hiding. Even in the ways in which we've developed capacities that we get praised for. And it will look like you don't really care about people anymore. Because I used to see you ignore your body, ignore your heart, ignore your financial situation. And you don't want to do it? So the choice not to hide will have consequences. My experience, though, is that when I have stopped hiding, I have eventually, and I do mean eventually, connected with other people who are also choosing not to hide. And that is the freedom road. How do we renew ourselves? How do we have sanctuary in the middle of a hurricane? Because the hiding either says there is no hurricane, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Or the opposite of that is to be woo, 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 woo. And I believe, for me, this is how I think. There's the eye of the hurricane. In our hearts, the courage in the center to see the speed. Yes, yes, I see. And get a pillow and lay down. Or reach out like I have had to do this week and say, I'm scared. I'm not even totally scared for me because I was in DC in '68 when a young little boy with an M14 looked at me and said, "Are you Angela Davis?" Although she's a foot taller than me, but I guess we both had a fro. But, and to feel my body in this moment, reliving that fear, that embodied sense of danger. And to reach out in the eye of the hurricane with other people in the eye of the hurricane and say, this is how it feels for me. And they say, yeah, this is how it feels for me too. Not hiding, but finding sanctuary with each other. There's no hiding place for us. There's never been a hiding place, but this culture has told us we love that muscle. Look at you. You're so strong. You don't ask for nothing. You don't cry. Look at you. You're not afraid for 365 days a year. It don't hurt. This is an embodied practice. It is not the practice of we read the sutras and we know stuff. My body has told me you lying on a regular basis. That's the gift of fibromyalgia. It's, let me talk to you. So I am inviting myself and all of us as we are continue to hear the Pied Piper, that seduction of you can do it the way you've been doing it. And maybe it's not, maybe that's why we're here. Because we've been doing it the way we've been doing it. And this moment and this time to say we gotta be different. We gotta stop hiding out in the language of smart, the language of unlimited capacity, the language of loving through self-abnegation. I don't care about me because I love so much. In this moment of reaching out to ourselves and each other and not hiding. Aisha bowing out.